Just as it was in November, but thankfully a little bit warmer. The Battery and Louisville matching up in an Eastern Conference rematch from Patriots Point. Charleston made a couple changes, Dev, to their unbeaten lineup.
They're linear in nature, but they're predictable. So they lead the league in passes, second most efficient on the ball. But that's not an issue because they are so good moving forward and coming back. Love what I've seen, and the balance out of the outside backs, getting up and down the field. Last year, just one-sided, but I'm looking up top tonight to M.D. Myers. How does he occupy this back line of Louisville City? He's got to find a way with that physical nature and speed to stretch them, challenge the space underneath. Well, this is going to look a little bit different for Louisville tonight with their 5 changes, right? How does the midfield hold up, considering the fact we've got a new relationship?
So it was, so it is again. Week 6 in the USL Championship, arguably the best match of the week. And it's on CBS Sports Network for the first time.
You're going to try and recreate through Emilio Icaza, but they think he's so talented on that front line. It doesn't necessarily have to be just him.
Late run, diving header, lost, pushes it away. Miguel delivers, header, snap down and in! And the opening goal belongs to Louisville City and Jorge Gonzalez. His first of the season, and the Spaniard has quieted the crowd in Charleston.
Just too much space on the backside. Wondered if on this little peel-off was there actual contact, almost like a pick, to open up the space for him to actually have this much real estate. All the way to the backside of the 6. Oh, and he just loses the runner. M.D. Myers could have drifted there to continue the run. And once again, LouCity out in front.
And Jorge Gonzalez opens the scoring just 9 minutes in. That is Louisville's 15th goal. 4 games and 10 minutes into the season. Far and away the highest scoring team in the league. Allen. Charging into space. Knocks it wide. Torres. Crossing. Settled atop the 6. Back to Allen. Off the post. And M.D. Myers responds in less than 2 minutes time.
And Battery have been able to compile. Yeah, I get it, it's a slip, but watch how quickly he takes it. Open hips to allow himself to be positive in nature and push the tempo right up through the middle. That constricts Louisville City. They start to come in like a heartbeat. It's in, then it's out. Great overlapping run from Torres down into the corner, and all you're trying to do here is put this thing in a dangerous spot back across the 6. I said physical nature by M.D. Myers. I said
Malloy will dictate. Markanek. Myers making the run, leaves it off Icaza, saved by Loss. And driven out of harm's way. So Loss 13 saves in the first 4 games, has already made a couple tonight. Busy start for the young Louisville netminder, the 21-year-old loanee from Austin. And played back calmly by Sharpie. Up from McFadden and down by Allen.
It takes some of the pressure off of the players centrally.
Malloy for Archer, that clearly caught a hand, it's a penalty. Bounces off the outstretched arm of Adams, and Charleston heads to the spot from a goal down to potentially taking the lead.
And the danger is always going to be there when Aaron Malloy is going to flip one into the back stick and try and combine with Kyle Adams. I'm quick to defend players in this situation as a former center back, but that arm is much too far away from a natural position and the torso overall.
And Markanek, who scored in the final last year, one of his 11 goals, steps up and scores right down the middle. And Charleston have turned the tables on Louisville City. They lead 2-1. Playing Ordonez. Through from Gonzalez. There's Dia. Dia lashing, tipped on and over the bar remarkably by Grinwis. And Wilson Harris robbed of his league-leading 8th of the year.
Back shoulder runner, Graham Smith jumps in front. All of a sudden, Smith trying to track both. Say that. Once again, very clever. The tactical IQ of Wilson Harris should not be undervalued considering the amount of goals that he's been able to put in the back of the net. He's so keen to continually challenge the position of others, to try and find a way to constantly make his teammates around him better.
Played long, losses out. Myers picks his head up. They've gotten that away from the goal mouth. Loss gives credit where it's deserved to Adams. They are aware that they're getting everyone's A-plus game to start the year, including a 0-0 draw in driving cold rain in Rhode Island over the weekend. These teams on less than 72 hours rest. While Charleston had to make 2 changes, Louisville chose to make 5. It's the first time they've changed their lineup in the 5th game of the year. Dia, one of those changes. A cross-header snapped at the feet of Grinwis, who was able to knock it down and hang on the Serrano header.
Is what's just in front of Carlos Mogel and Taylor Davila. The relationship side by side isn't bad, but the amount of work that's being done by the midfield three and the battery has enabled them to open up more opportunities.
Markanek is there. Markanek went for goal. He scored! Oh, that is a remarkable finish. His second tonight. And Charleston drops 3 on Louisville in less than half an hour.
Right on cue. I talked about the space where you drag some of that with you, but it's that up, down, and then out. Watch how quickly they start to veer towards the near side of the pitch. This is something Danny Cruz talked about against Indy 11. Felt some of their transitional moments, they got caught too near.
Sharpie, that's a poor pass forward. And driven between the center backs, dropped off Ikaza. Malloy, leaning back, blasted toward frame. Adams slides. Markanek denied. Recovered by Segbers. Inside Ikaza. Back for Allen. Allen at loss between his legs. Now he's got it.
They've kept it wide, really challenged that far side with Kyle Adams and Amadou Dia, allowed their midfielders to get on the ball, controlling the entirety of the tempo for a LouCity squad that they just look discombobulated. They look all over the pitch right now. Those glorious relationships we saw in the first 4 matches that had the team unchanged. Danny Cruz had to rotate, and I respect that. But the players that he's given the opportunity haven't lived up to pace right now.
Torres! Torres! Loss goes flying into his own net. Halftime. Wow, what a half from the Charleston battery. They go a goal down, and they grab the next 3. Yeah.
Look, plenty of time for sure. And the good news is you have the ability to change the narrative. You're just hoping for the overall intensity, tackles like that to help propel you.
Winder well done. Here comes Harris. Harris! He scored from that angle against Indy. Fell out to Malloy. It's still on for Sharpie. Tough slide by Markanek. Out in front of the drumming Charleston support. Corner for Louisville to try and dig back into this game. Went for the near post. Chipped in. There's one back that Louisville so desperately needed, and Davila knocks it home. The flick on from Ordonez found Davila. And he's got his second goal in Louisville colors.
The flick is everything here. Just the separation that he's able to create. Arturo Ordonez, between he and Leland Archer, just pinches around. There's a little pick set in front of him. And then the flick actually misses it just a touch.
20 of them. Well, you have 2 Markaneks. As a twin, I understand. Ball in front. Oh, it's Harris! Swings that wide of the post. And Louisville really finding their sea legs in South Carolina now.
Use his momentum to come across it and sneak it in on the near side.
5 corners aside, Malloy. That header is wayward. The way it was Gutierrez who came on from Arcanic. Can Perez help Louisville? Not this game. Won't be that simple. Settled. Wilson! But with the constant churn there, never really had a chance to showcase. Flag is down for the moment. Into the area, player down, chance is on, deflects away from MD Myers from Gutierrez. Dos Santos crossing, header.
Has run through the visitors over the last 15 minutes. Again, that overall quality just lacking a touch, which has prohibited them from finding an equalizer.
Battery want to try and put this away. Another goal could well do it. Swept along Ikaza. Ikaza, LaCava! Loss drops in. LaCava settles, crosses, header up. Ikaza! Penalty. Loss comes pouring out, pounds Ikaza, and now Charleston can essentially seal it at the spot. A yellow card to the keeper as well, who was late.
This is a heck of a coming to on the back post. You can't fault the goalkeeper for being aggressive. Damian Loss knows that he has to leave his line. Wes Sharpie has his wits.
Malloy has a wonderful free kick goal already in front of home fans. Looking for his second goal for the Battery. It's saved by Loss. Follow-up Loss again on Myers. And Louisville with a pulse late.
Watch this save. I mean, don't mind if you do, Damian Loss. Full extension.
Showing me pursues. He held up adequately. Showing me. That bangs over to Malloy. Got away from Perez. Swiped back by Louisville in the attacking third. Ball lined up atop the penalty area for a blast wide. What a stunner that would have been from Taylor Davila. That's it, it's full time. And the Charleston Battery pick up a 3-2 win, remain unbeaten, and get the best of Louisville City again.